can you describe Betty Ross for us?
What would you like to know? Everything?
Yes, everything.
I play Dr. Elizabeth Ross, and my father is General Ross, and basically I'm a scientist, and I work with Bruce Banner, and he's my boyfriend. And it's kind of complicated. I'm laughing because the last person that asked me this was regretting it because I went on for 5 minutes about every complicated twist and turn about Betty Ross in the story.
Well, that's good. That's what we need to know.
I mean, basically, there's in this version of the Hulk, Edward wrote this screenplay and kind of came up with this idea for. That he and I were working on this experiment together, and the experiment goes wrong, and he turns into the Hulk. You don't really see that. You see that in the credit sequence, and where you start in the middle of when you start in this film, it's sort of in the middle of all that he has gone to Brazil to be in exile because he's so ashamed and hurt by what he's done by becoming the Hulk. He's so conflicted with everything that's happened, and he's left me behind and sort of really sad, like years have gone by and I've sort of finally met someone, a boyfriend, and I'm beginning to heal and live my life again, and then he comes back in search of a cure and we see each other for the first time, and there's this really beautiful scene where I sort of see him for the first time and I think I've seen a ghost, and I go to him and he's in the rain on this bridge and we like run to each other, and no kissing, but it's really and kind of a shocking thing for Betty to see him again. And then I go on this adventure with him in search of the cure, basically.
Excellent.
I'm so tired right now from doing my junket all day. My brain is so fried.
And answering the same questions over and over again.
Well, they're all a little bit different, but it's hard, yeah.
Can you describe her relationship with her father, General Ross?
She's pretty angry at him, and in this movie they're very estranged because basically he's so taken with the power of the Hulk, and he wants really to exploit that and use that as a kind of a weapon, and that's why Bruce removes himself from the situation and goes off as a fugitive, running away from my father because he doesn't want to let him have this power in his hands. So I really don't have much of a relationship other than I'm really disappointed and angry with him, and he continues to sort of make the same, he kind of lies and makes a lot of mistakes, and so it's a complicated relationship.
I read that you took this role before you'd actually read the script.
Yeah.
What attracted you to it?
Well, I heard that they were my agent called to say that they were making The Incredible Hulk again, and would I get on a plane in the morning and fly to LA to meet with them? They wanted to fly me, and I said, okay, but I didn't really know anything about it, and there was no script for me to read, and they said that Edward was attached, and he was in the process of writing the script at the time. He was like hidden away in Hawaii somewhere. So I flew to meet with the director, and I was a really big fan of the TV show when I was a kid, and just always really loved the idea of the Hulk and found him, I don't know, I had so much compassion for the character and for the show. I always really loved it. And to me it was unlike any other superhero. He wasn't really a superhero. He wasn't, running into the other room and like putting on his tights and going off and saving the day. He was really the misunderstood man and hero, and so conflicted with all this stuff inside of him. So I was really excited when I met with them and the direction they wanted to go with the project and who Betty would be in the story, and I was really just excited to be a part of it, really. It was kind of a no-brainer.
Excellent. And do you think this film will appeal to women as well as men?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I think there's quite a love story here in a lot of ways, and I think, again, there's so much emotion that goes on with how you feel for the Hulk, and it's just, and he's kind of sexy, the Hulk. I know that's strange, but my sister came to the premiere with me, and she and her girlfriend were like, the Hulk's hot. Is that weird? But he really is. I mean, it's amazing. They really did a really good job with all the animation, because he really has a lot of soul in his eyes somehow. But